But it's Nick, just a really quick one. It is genuinely actually quick today because I only got a few minutes before I need to leave to get to the hospice where I'm a volunteer. I recorded a vlog the other day on menopause. I was having a meeting with my endocrinologist, and I was saying, you know, where's the line between, you know, what's real in terms of physically, biologically going on, and what's not. And it's before 9:30 in the morning, and I'm already completely exhausted and need to go back to bed, quite frankly, because as it turns out that it's not all in my head at all, and the really important here, sorry, excuse me, I'm getting my words mixed up. The really important point here is that because I have a full range of bloods done, including all 3 indicators required for your thyroid. There are 3 indicators required: T3, T4, TSH, to really give an endocrinologist a view of what's going on. It's become clear that my thyroid is a bit broken, and the reason that my thyroid is a bit broken is because of my pituitary gland. So I'm going to have a scan to see what's going on, because the pituitary gland is effectively the big boss of the thyroid, and they can do a short-term fix with medication, which I'm hoping to start soon, just honestly just to get through the day without being this tired. You can probably see how exhausted I am, and how I'm struggling with words and all kinds of things. And I thought it was my brain fog, and I thought it was estrogen levels and so forth. To be fair, my estrogen was on the low side and my testosterone was far too low, and I have increased those, but it will take a couple of weeks to come through and make me feel a bit better. But the really significant indicator has been I've had real significant issues with my hair for a prolonged period of time now, about 14 months. It's been getting gradually worse. My endocrinologist had been watching my thyroid, thinking it was perhaps because of my insulin resistance. So for those of you that don't know, the thyroid, your cortisol and your insulin are kind of like 3 siblings, and I'm insulin resistant, but actually my blood sugars are fine, my weight is on the way down, my fluid retention is fine. So weight, sugar cravings and fluid are all really good indicators of my insulin resistance and where it is. And my thyroid indicators show a very clear picture to my endocrinologist of the fact that it's my pituitary gland that's just not working properly, and that's simply putting me on thyroxine, whatever it is, which is a medication for a poorly thyroid, is okay in the short term for me, but actually it's not going to be the root cause of the problem. A couple of points here. One is, that's why I think menopausal women need far better support, need an absolute full range of in-depth bloods taking, and a full analysis interpreted by a fully trained endocrinologist, stroke menopause expert. At the minute, the NHS is not set up in order to be able to do the bloods as regularly or as in-depth as is actually required by the menopause. The reason I know this is because I pay private for a lot of what I have done, because it's not possible to have on the NHS. Now, I've got a treatment plan, so I'm okay with all of this, but I'm in an exceptional situation, and that's not okay. That is absolutely not okay, and I wanted to make that point. So actually, the reason I'm feeling so exhausted, I'm not feeling very well at all a lot of the time, if I'm really honest. Really honest. And I think because I've had this background feeling rough and tired for so long, I've kind of forgotten. But it's only 9:30. It's only 9:30, and thank God I'm going to the hospice, because it gives me a purpose and something to aim for. But I'm really desperate to crawl back into bed, if I'm honest. And I suppose I should have, well, I'm learning as I go along, again, because I'm empowered and educated by my endocrinologist, who actually treats me like a student. So he explains what's going on and everything, and then I have to repeat it all back to him, so that he's really confident that I understand exactly what's going on. But although I've had the tiredness and the exhaustion, I don't feel like, wow, it's a vlog where I haven't cried, right? I don't feel like crying. I haven't got a massively sad feeling or anything like that. It's more, I'm struggling to put words in the right order in a sentence when I'm speaking sometimes. I've got big lapses and things that I'm struggling to grasp words, and I know I should know them, so I'm conscious of it, which is actually very, very, very different to something like dementia, which is a very different kettle of fish. Obviously I've researched that too, because that's often what some women going into menopause get really worried about. And it's just this really severe exhaustion, feeling sick actually quite a lot of the time, and you know, the hair loss is obviously quite significant for me and has got significantly worse. So I've got a plan going forward, which I'm really relaxed about, in terms of, fantastic, we can do something. I can take a short-term fix in terms of the medication, and then hopefully we can find out. I mean, it might just be some, I don't really know that much about the pituitary gland. It's a pretty poor, the pituitary gland is a really important part of our endocrinology system, which therefore means it's an important part of the menopause because it links into our hormones, and it's got a bit broken, so it could be, you know, it's all very solvable. Of course, I've done my research and spoke to my endocrinologist. We just need to get a scan to find out exactly what's what. So I wanted to leave this as a follow-up to my session the other day, and yet again reiterating exactly why it is so goddamn important that women have access to this level of support from dedicated menopause specialists, and have access to have the right range of blood tests done so that these things can be diagnosed. And can you imagine how much it would save the NHS if we started diagnosing the root causes and treating the root causes rather than sticking a plaster on everything all the time? Oh, take a deep breath, run over, we'll go. Lots of love to everybody. Bye.